Yoga. Let's get centered. So sitting tall, please, in a comfortable seat. Relax your shoulders down your back and feel the crown of your head lift. And feel the connection points your body makes to the floor here. And feel the sensations inside of your body, the spaces that are tension, the spaces that are not tension. And for the spaces that are tension, is it tension you can let go of? Can you relax your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes, your belly? Letting go of effort. And how's the mind doing as well here? What thoughts, feelings, emotions, movement or non-movement is present? Not to judge the state of mind that you're in, but just to be aware of what's happening in your consciousness. Perhaps there's something in your mind that is asking for some relief, some softness. Now, the good news is that the relationship between the mind and body goes both ways. In the same way that the mind can control or influence the body, the way we move, the body can influence and have an effect on the mind. So if there is relief in your consciousness that's needed, perhaps this practice of yoga can help bring that relief to your mind through the body. And so, with that intention, take a deeper, fuller breath and bring your palms together and honor yourself as you are right now, this body, this breath, this energy and mind. And may this practice be in service of all of that. Rubbing the palms together, creating heat. And take the heated palms over your eyes. Then brushing over the top of your head and down your neck, bringing yourself back to the space. Welcome back. And we're going to start on hands and knees tonight. So moving your props off to the side, let's come into table pose. Hands under shoulders, knees beneath hips. And we're just going to start just by swaying the hips a little bit here from side to side. Now, if you need some support underneath the knees, you can bring a folded blanket underneath the knees. It's always good to bring that support there. I usually have a blanket underneath my knees too, but my space is carpeted now, so I don't need as much cushion as I used to. You can also do some circles with the hips here. This is mostly an intuitive movement, so just because it looks some way in my body does not mean it has to look the same way in your body. Rolling around on the hips. And if you go in one direction, be sure to go in the other. Good. And then bring the hips to stillness. All right. Inhale, look forward, feel the tailbone lift. Then exhale, round the back, tuck the chin and tail under, mid back reaching toward the ceiling. And then inhale, look forward again, tailbone lifts, and exhale, round the back. Do that about 3 more times. Moving with your breath, making that breath and body connection, breath and movement connection, I should say. And with your next exhale, go back to child's pose, but we're going to keep moving. Inhale back up to hands and knees. And exhale back to child's pose. Please keep moving between these two postures, rising up, inhale, and exhale, releasing back. Warming up the shoulders and hips, the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, all of it. And we'll make this movement a bit more dynamic now. So inhale up to hands and knees, curl the toes under, downward facing dog, exhale. But keep moving. Inhale, float back down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, child's pose. Good, inhale back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, floating back down. In child's pose. Please continue to move between these three postures, inhaling to hands and knees, exhaling to down dog or child's pose, alternating between the two. Moving with your breath. Really allow the breath to inspire the movement. The exhale releases you down, or the releases your child's pose. The inhale lifts you up. The exhale pulls you back into down dog. The inhale helps you float down to hands and knees. Let's do one more time. Now take your time getting there, but as you land in downward facing dog this time, go ahead and stay. And breathe. And of course, you can walk the dog out if you'd like to, pressing a heel to the floor and bending the opposite knee, just pedaling the feet, lengthening one leg then the other, all the while keeping the back relatively flat here, so the hip bones are reaching toward the ceiling behind you. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And exhale, child's pose. Go ahead and take an adjusting breath here. You can bring your arms down by your sides, palms face up. And then we'll work with hero's pose a little bit. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side to lift up onto the knees and reach the arms up. Good. Exhale carefully with control from your core. Release back down. Inhale, lift back up. Arms overhead, heart turning toward the ceiling. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. Two more times. And exhale, release on down. Stay for a moment. Breathe. And then take your hands forward. Inhale up to hands and knees. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now from downward facing dog, go ahead and come into plank pose, straight line push-up. You could also do knees down here if you want to. And then bend your elbows in towards your waist and plank yourself or bring the chest down to the ground and release the hips. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Grounding your pelvis, inhale, we'll come into locust pose, lifting the head, chest, and legs. And exhale, release down. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, locust pose, squeezing the legs up behind you, lifting the chest and head. And exhale down. One more time, inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Curling the toes under. Push up either to hands and knees or plank, and press back into downward facing dog. Good. Let's flow through that seamlessly once. Inhale, plank or knees down. Exhale to the earth. Round the hips. Inhale, lift the head, chest, and legs. Exhale, release. Curl the toes under. Either push up to hands and knees or plank. And then back to downward facing dog. Good. From here, walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold. Now let the knees be gently bent here, draping the upper body over the legs. Releasing the head, neck, and shoulders, arms. Breathing. And as we're breathing here, just notice where the weight of your body is resting in your feet. If it's more toward the heels, just lean forward a little bit into the balls of the feet. And you'll feel more of a stretch in the backs of the legs and maybe even your lower back. Good. From here, press palms to shins, come halfway up, chest parallel to the floor, looking down, and exhale, fold down. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold down. With your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides with strong back. Lift yourself all the way up to standing. And arms come down, palms to heart. Good. Welcome to standing. Feel free to hydrate if you need to. Okay, we are going to do our arm swings next. Just a reminder, this is a 3-part inhale through the nose, one powerful exhale out of the mouth with the movement. Movement tonight will be inhale, arms up, inhale back, inhale up, and then exhale, jab the elbows back. Okay, and we'll go for about 2 minutes. We know this one, just saying it again, just in case. So have your feet stacked underneath your hips, nice stable stance. I think that's one thing I will mention for this one. I know we do this all the time, but we can always refine the process a little bit here. It's tempting when we're swinging the arms around to let the pelvis move with us. We want to try to stabilize that to help protect the lower back by engaging the core. So something to think about here is your navel pulling back toward your spine and your tailbone not tucking under, but drawing downward towards your feet. So when the arms are swinging around, the pelvis stays steady. It's not moving with you back and forth a bunch. All right. So try to keep that awareness as we do this time. All right. Okay, enough talking. Let's do this. Inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale, jab, inhale, 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 exhale. So again, feel the tailbone drawing down toward the heels. Your navel is pulling back toward your spine a little bit here, helping to stabilize the lower back. And one thing you may notice pretty quickly as you do that, that starts to become quite effortful after a while. The good news is the longer you do it, meaning not just today, but the longer you practice it consistently, the easier it becomes. So keep it engaged as much as you can. When you feel those muscles start to loosen, just re-engage. Now, of course, we have our normal cues for this exercise, feeling the full rotation of your shoulder joints, up, back, up, and jab. And again, it's a sharp exhale from the abdomen, really clearing the respiratory system. Clear it out. And we'll go for about 30 more seconds or so. Again, check in with that stabilization at the core. Three, two, and one. Release. Good job. Feel sensation. Breath rate, heart rate, feeling in the body, tingling in the arms and hands, cooling in the nostrils, energy at the belly. If you were able to sustain that contraction at the abdomen to stabilize the lower back, you actually might feel a bit more than you usually do when it comes to your lower back. Just fixing my mat, it's always running around. There we go. All right, with your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and overhead. Hold your breath in at the top of the inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release your arms down and sigh out of the mouth. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, holding the breath in. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. Feeling sensation. And then we'll do our swinging from side to side. So feet are a little bit wider than your shoulders, toes pointing outward, and we'll swing from side to side, letting the arms gently drum on the sides, the body. The back heel lifts so the hips can twist with you. Good. Now find your breath here. It's common for it to become shallow, so just deepening it when it does. And it'll give you something else to think about here. Other than where your mind, wherever it wants to wander to. So depending on where the arms are hitting the body will indicate where you're twisting or working your back most. So if you're hitting down by the hips, you're twisting in your lower back. If you swing harder and hit up by the shoulders, you're in your upper back. And the same is true for every point on the spine in between. So spend this time exploring your spine. Where is there tension? What feels important? Maybe doing the exercise from there. Tonight I'm feeling my mid back. So just kind of hitting halfway up the arms. Now check in with your breath again. Deepen it. Breathe. Three, two, and one. Unwind to center. Feeling sensation here. Good. All right. So the next thing I'll have you do is please to take your feet into a nice wide stance, toes pointing forward. Good. Now I want you to watch me do this one first, just because you can't watch me do it and do it at the same time. That's all it is. So in a moment, I'm going to have you fold forward, and we'll hang out here for a moment, feeling the legs stretch, the back stretch. But I want to do a little bit more for the neck here. So only do this if this feels comfortable. If it feels like it's too much strain, don't do it. And I'm going to interlace my fingers and just bring my hands to rest right underneath the bridge of the skull. Okay. Now I'm not pushing down on the head at all. I'm letting the natural weight of my arms do the tractioning. And we'll hang out here for a bit. It's hard to talk and do, but I wanted you to see that. So we interlace the fingers like this. We place it right on top of that bridge of the skull. Okay. So feet nice and wide apart, toes pointing forward or pigeon toeing slightly. Go ahead and just hinge at the hips and fold down. Staying here for a moment before the next stretch, just to feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. It's good to note here that the knees are bending just slightly. Good. Then hanging out in the fold, go ahead and interlace the fingers and bring the pinky edge of the hands to rest just at that bridge of the skull. Again, not pushing, just letting the weight of the arms do the work. And if this feels like too much, don't do it. Good. Then release the arms and bring yourself on up. Good job. Your head might feel lighter after that. I'm not sure if that's your experience, but it is for me right now. You could also do this exercise, just noting if that felt good for you and you want to do it not in this class. You can definitely do it with the feet together and do it here. I was just trying to give us a bit more length in the legs. All right. So if your legs are still wide, go ahead and turn your left foot out toward the end of your mat. Your right foot can stay where it's at. Now we're in what's called a warrior two stance. The front heel is lining up with the center of the right inside arch of the foot. Okay. Now have the hands on the hips for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bend your left knee, sink into warrior two without the arms. Good. Inhale, come back up. Now, if you noticed when you came into warrior two that the knee went beyond the ankle, you're going to want to widen your feet. Okay. Now, if you come into it and you realize the knee is coming nowhere near the ankle, you want to narrow your stance a bit. All right. So you want it to, when you come to your furthest point, for the thigh to be about parallel to the floor. Then inhale back up. Now we can do it more smoothly. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, sink on in. Feeling the pose. Stay for about 3 breaths. Good. Then inhale, straighten the leg. Now to do the other side, all you have to do is change the angles of the feet. So turning the left foot inward, so pointing it to the side of your mat, and turning the right foot toward its end of the mat. Now, if that doesn't work for you in your space, just make sure the right foot is forward and the heel is lining up with the inside arch of your back foot. Hands on hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee toward its middle toe, sinking in, and then come back up. Now, your feet should be in about the same, the right position here, but you still might need to widen or narrow your stance to make it work. So again, the knee should not go beyond the ankle. And the thighs should be about parallel to the floor in Warrior Two. Sinking in and out. Now, I didn't really mention this on the first side, but it's okay because we're gonna do this a bunch more tonight. You wanna make sure you're grounding through the pinky edge of that back foot, okay? It's tempting when we lean forward for that back foot to start to lift. Don't do that. Try to keep it grounded. Good, staying this time. Just about 3 breaths, not too long. Good, inhale, straighten the leg. Beautiful, Warrior Two, we did it. So go ahead and step your back foot forward. And we're gonna move into our sun salutation next. So if you're not at the top of your mat, if I took you the wrong way, go ahead and move to the top of your mat. And our sun salutation will work with Warrior Two. It'll work with locust pose like we did earlier, and we'll also throw in some chair pose because why not? So feet stacking underneath the hips, bring your palms together and take a moment to find your breath. It's always our goal to try to move with the breath as much as we can. And with your next inhale, sweep your arms down, back, and up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep. Inhale into chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the knees, lifting up. With a strong back, go ahead and fold forward and down. Press palms to shins, come halfway up, please. Exhale, release down and step your right foot way back, really far back there. Take the foot flat to the floor, toes pointing outward, bend the front knee. Make sure the front heel is lined up with the inside arch of the back foot, and then come on up for Warrior Two. This time, arms are extending out parallel to the floor. Sink on in. Good. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, swim forward, bring the hands to the floor, and carefully step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank pose or knees down. Exhale, bring yourself all the way to the floor, hands under the shoulders. Grounding the hips, lift the head, chest, and legs, locust. And exhale, release. Curling the toes under, either push up to hands and knees or to plank pose, and back to downward facing dog. Good. In down dog, lift the right leg up. And exhale, step the foot between the hands, help it through if it doesn't make it. Back foot flat to the floor. Bending the front knee, Warrior Two, come on up, arms parallel to the floor, sink in. Deep breath in here. And exhale, swim forward, step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Good, we're gonna do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep, chair pose. Good, lift up, inhale. And fold forward, exhale. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale, release. Step the left foot back this time, back foot flat, prepping for Warrior Two. Come on up and sink on in. Stay for the inhale. And exhale, swim forward, downward facing dog. Again, plank or knees down. Exhale to the earth. Ground the hips, lifting the head, chest, and legs. And exhale, float down. Beautiful. When you're ready, go ahead and push up and back to downward facing dog. When you're there, lift the left leg. Step it through. Back foot flat, Warrior Two, come on up and sink on in. Stay for the inhale. And exhale, swim forward, step forward. Palms to shins again. Exhale, release. Arms out to the sides, come all the way up, inhale. And palms to the heart. We're gonna keep this energy moving. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair pose. and sink. Lift and fold. Halfway up and down. Right foot steps back, back foot flat. Warrior two. Come on up and sink on in. Staying for the inhale. Exhale, fold. Downward facing dog. Plank pose or knees down. Coming down to the earth. Good. Locust rise. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts when you're there. And step the right foot on through. Back foot turns flat. Warrior two. Come on up. And sink on in. Deep breath in. And exhale, swim forward, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Again, inhale, sweep. Chair prep. Chair. Lift. Fold. Halfway up. And down, step the left foot back. Come up, warrior. Sink in, warrior. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plank or knees down. Coming down to the earth. Locust. And release. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts when you get there. Step it on through, help it forward. Back foot comes flat to the floor. When you're ready, warrior two. Deep breath in. And exhale, swim forward, step forward. Palms to your shins. And down. Arms out to the sides, come all the way up. And bring your palms to your heart. Now take an adjusting breath before our final round. Find your calm, steady center. The part of you that's always still. The part of you that can watch you have the experience without getting wrapped up in the experience. And try to stay with that mindset as we go into this last round, which will have some more holds than what we've done so far. So inhale, reach up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Let's hang out. Again, where is that aspect of your mind that's always calm and just watching without getting wrapped up? Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Palms, shins. Exhale, fold. Please step your right foot back, prepping for warrior two. Bend the front knee deeply. Come on up. And sink on in. Let's hang out. Looking out over the left fingertips. Breathing. And again, what's that aspect of you that simply watches? Doesn't get wrapped up in how hard or uncomfortable something is, but can just observe that calm, steady center. Because if you can practice that here in this pose, it'll translate into other areas of your life. When you find yourself facing adversity out in the world, this practice will come in handy. Good. Can you take a deep breath in for me? And exhale, please swim forward and carefully step back, downward facing dog. Great job with that. Good. Plank or knees down to the earth. All right, grounding the hips. Inhale, lift the head, chest, and legs, and we're going to hang out here as well. So shoulders gliding down the back, the heart and head are lifting, the inner thighs are lifting behind you. Breathe. Then take a deep breath in and exhale, carefully release down. Turn the head to a side and breathe. And then turn your head to the opposite side and breathe. And then bring the head to center. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Hanging out here. And in down dog, I'd like you to find a state of relative stillness. So the breath, of course, is moving, but try to steady the rest of the body just for a few breaths. Good. Then lift the right leg into the air. Please step the foot forward. Back foot flat to the floor. Bend the front knee. You know where we're going. Come on up. And sink on in. And get steady. Gazing out beyond your right fingertips. Identifying with that aspect of you that's always calm and centered. Can simply watch without getting wrapped up in the drama of it all. The stories we tell ourselves. The stories other people tell us about ourselves. Can simply just be, can simply just hang out. And yes, the body might shake, might feel tired and fatigued, and that's all true, and that's fine. Just simply observe it. Can you take a deep breath in for me? And exhale, swim forward, hands to the ground. Beautiful. Please step forward, standing forward, fold. Palms to shins halfway up. And exhale, fold. Hanging out in the forward fold for a moment. Knees are gently bent. Good. Inhale, press palms to shins. Exhale, fold down again. And then with a strong back, lift yourself all the way up to standing. And palms to your heart. Good. And just feel for a moment. Even here at the end, where it might not feel as required, there's still a part of you that's simply watching. Be with that part, an aspect of your consciousness. Good. And then take a deeper breath, bringing yourself on back. My Matt just loves to travel around the room during class. Gotta reel it in. So we're gonna do a little bit more work with standing, and then we'll come back down. So from the top of your mat, go ahead and step your right foot way back foot flat, same foot stance that we had for Warrior Two. So we're nice and comfortable with this already. All right. Then you're going to take your arms out to the sides, reaching out. Good. Now, even though the front knee is straight, it's not locked. So let there be just like a little bit of give there. Deep breath in. Then exhale, reach forward with the left hand like you're trying to grab somebody's hand in front of you. And then inhale, come back up. Then exhale, reach forward. Then inhale, come back up. You should be feeling a stretch along the inner thigh. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, reach as far forward as you can. Place the left hand down onto the left shin. Drop the right arm straight down first. Then reach it forward. And then backstroke the arm into the air. Roll the shoulder back and maybe even look up if that's okay on your neck. If it's not, just look forward. Good. Breathing here. Don't let the head collapse. Keep it in line with the spine. And we're breathing here. And then take the right arm, the one in the air, and reach it out overhead, out over the left foot. Good. Now get light on the left hand. Feel the core engaged here. And then reach the left arm forward like you're holding a beach ball. And then stand up and throw the beach ball away. Good. Let's do that on the other side. So like earlier, what you can do here is just change the angles of your feet. So turn the left foot to point out to the side of your mat and turn your right foot to turn toward the head of your mat or the other side. And if none of that works for you, just make sure the right foot is forward. Again, it's a Warrior Two stance, nice and wide apart. The front knee is straight but not locked. And take the arms out. Good. Deep breath in. And exhale, reach forward. And then come back up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale back up. Reach. And up. Let's do two more times. Reach. And then reach as far forward as you can. Bring the right hand down onto the shin. Left arm drops down. Then it reaches forward. And then backstroke into the air, rolling the left shoulder back, opening the chest, and looking up or forward. And let's breathe. And then take the left arm, the one in the air, and reach it overhead, out over the toes. Get light on the right hand and reach the right arm forward as well, holding that invisible beach ball. And then using the strength of your back, lift yourself all and throw it away. All right, keep the left foot where it's at. Turn the right toes to be parallel to the foot as well. Toes pointing directly forward, or if anything, they're pigeon-toeing slightly. Reach the arms out to the side, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge at your hips, soft knees, fold forward. Good, hanging toward the floor. Good, and after these few breaths here, walk your hands or fingertips as far over towards your right foot as you can, especially reaching through the left arm. It's okay for the right knee to be bending here. And then carefully walk your hands back to center and just keep going to the left now. It's okay for the left knee to start bending, but reach your right hand as far across the body as you can manage. Good. And then walk the hands back to center, folding down. And then lift yourself up halfway, hands or fingertips on the floor. Now, whichever direction is the top of your mat, go ahead and turn that foot in that direction. Bring your hands to either side of the foot and step back to down dog. If none of that made sense, just come into downward facing dog. Good. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And then relief is here in child's pose. Sinking down. Breathing into this posture, again, find that space within you that is simply observing you, having an experience. Okay, so go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. And walk your hands back, coming up to a seat. Great job. So we have just a couple more postures to do, and we'll do them on our backs. So take your time, but please roll on over. And releasing down. You may want to hug your knees into your chest when you get onto your back. Good. And then go ahead and bring your feet flat to the floor, heels underneath your knees. Feet are about hip width apart, prepping for bridge pose. Arms can stay down by your sides here. With your next inhale, push the feet into the floor, lift the hips into the air, coming into bridge, and we're going to hang out here for just a little bit, helping to counterpose some of the work we've done so far. Breathe. And then exhale, release the hips down. And then bring the soles of the feet together. Pinky edge of the feet on the ground, knees wide. We're going to come into butterfly bridge for a moment. So arms can stay by your sides again. When you're ready, press the pinky edge of the feet into the floor and lift your hips as high as you can, which does not have to be as high as the last posture. And breathe. And then carefully release the hips down. And please draw your right knee into your chest, extend the left leg to the floor. And taking your right knee into your left hand, take your right arm out to the side, and draw the left knee across the body toward the floor on your left side. Ground your right arm, maybe even the shoulder, and turn your chin to the right. Good. With your next inhale, unwind. Extending your right leg down, bring your left knee into your chest. And then taking the left knee into the right hand, allow the left arm to hang behind you as you draw the left knee across toward the floor on your right side. Ground the left arm and shoulder, and maybe even turn your chin to the left. Good. Inhale carefully, unwind. And please hug both knees into your chest again. Okay, a couple of options. You can stay here. You could rock your hips and knees from side to side gently. You could bring the feet together in butterfly, holding onto the ankles, the shins, or pinky edge, and draw the feet in toward your body. Pick a practice, knowing that you can't make a wrong choice or even a bad choice. Any of these will do. And as you feel complete here, go ahead and extend your legs down to the floor. And make yourself ready to rest here. Allowing the toes to flop out to the sides, your arms are by your sides. Relax your jaw, your face, and settle in. And like our centering practice, become aware of the grounding points of the body. In this case, the heels, the backs of the legs and hips, the back, the arms and hands in the back of your head. And allow your awareness to then come to your body, noticing sensation, where there's tension, where there's not tension, and how this experience might be different from when you were first aware of the body at the beginning of class. Not that anything had to change, and not that anything had to change for the better, just noticing if anything has changed. Noticing your breath in your body as well, sensation in the nostrils and throat, the body expanding and contracting. And perhaps breathing feels a bit more accessible now than it did before. Maybe not. And then, of course, check in with your mind, the thoughts, feelings, emotions, movement, and non movement of your consciousness. Has that altered in any kind of way since the beginning? Again, not that it had to, or that it had to do it for the better, just noticing what is. And then lastly, be aware of the one who is observing, the one who can simply watch you have an experience. And for the next few minutes, just watch yourself have the experience to rest. Nothing to do, only to be. Peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. And make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Gently bringing your body and awareness back. When you're ready, rolling to your right side. And eventually coming up to a seat. And once you've made it to a seat, go ahead and bring your palms together and lower the chin and honor yourself for the work you've done here tonight. As always, gratitude to yourself. And may that work and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.